Hello there and welcome to Anonymous Animal 2. My name is Barney and this is a video to explain the functionality of my live setup. Now I think the most logical way for me to explain how this all works is to go through the MIDI routing and then the audio routing and then maybe show you a couple of demos of how it works in practice. Starting from the top of the MIDI clock chain, we have my laptop over here which is running Ableton Live and sending MIDI through a MIDI interface into the Roland TR-8. If this setup were to be used without a laptop, then the clock would just come straight from the TR-8. As it is, I like to have it synced up to Ableton for effects and remixing and all of that kind of stuff. So once the clock is in the TR-8, it is then sent back out into a MIDI Solutions Quadra Through, which is tucked away underneath it. Now this splits the MIDI signal up 4 ways and sends it to the KP3 Plus, the KP3, the Electribe SX, and the System 1. The Electribe SX also then has a MIDI through, which is sending the clock straight back out into the Arturia Mini Brute. So that pretty much covers the MIDI. Now before we move on to audio, just a quick note about the Mini Brute and the Micro Brute over here. The Mini Brute is sending CV and gate out into the Micro Brute, and then the audio is coming back through into the Mini Brute. So this whole area over here is just operating like one synth. And the audio coming from that is sent into a little passive mixer that I use, which has 4 RCA connections. Now that takes audio from the Mini Brute / Micro Brute, the Electribe SX, the System 1, and the Roland VT3 up here. Once all of those audio signals are in that one box, they're sent out into the Chaos pads, which are set up in sequence. Then they come out of the Chaos pads and into the Roland TR-8's audio in. Then the audio out from the Roland TR-8 goes into my interface, and that's my stereo channel master. Everything just goes through the TR-8. Alright, so that's the boring part out of the way. Let's see what it sounds like and some of the things that you can do with this setup. I have a little beat running on the TR-8 here already. If you want to know a little more about the TR-8, check out other video out. It sounds like this. Now, once the TR-8 is running, it's sending the MIDI clock out, everything is synced up. So this Chaos pad, if I want to grab a 4-beat loop, I just set this to 4. And I grab a 4-beat loop, and it's perfectly in time with everything else. I can add effects to that. I can sidechain it. So instantly you have a beat running. Now the LFO on the Mini Brute is also synced up, so I can do some fun stuff with that. Also the sequencer. I can add some vocal loops in with the VT3 up here. As I mentioned before, the Electribe is MIDI synced, so if you get a little phrase running on that, something like this, then it's going to be synced up to the TR-8, and the TR-8 sends start-stop signals to it. You'll notice a lot of the time I just have my master volume down on the Electribe, and that's just because when you start this, the Electribe starts and I don't always want to have it playing, so I just keep that volume down. But if I do want to have it playing, It's nicely synced up. Now I'm going to take a look at the chaos pads and show you why I have two of them. If you have a loop running on this chaos pad here, and you want to add an affected, you want to play something else into that and add effects to it, if you only have the one chaos pad, then the effects are going to apply to the whole thing, like this. Which is a nice effect, but say I want to add like a distorted line here, having the other chaos pad is great for that because it won't affect this loop. So now I have the two loops, but only the one of them has the effect on it. The other cool thing you can do is have a loop running over here and then build up some one-shot samples over here and use those to add another loop. I'll show you what I mean. So as you can see, it's a very fun setup. It's very simple and easy to build up a beat in very little time. If you have any questions about anything here, please let me know down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, give us a like and a subscribe. It really helps us out. Thank you for watching.